So where you set the bar up is really just going to be dependent on what you want to bias in this exercise. So I'm showing a pretty significant bend in that right knee. And that's going to be the side that I'm going to load, that front side there. And that's going to allow me to get a little bit more glute relative to hamstring. If I were to set the bar up higher, then I could straighten out the knee a little bit more and I get a little bit more hamstring relative to glute. So it really just depends on what you're trying to work here, and that'll determine how you set up. So once you figure out how much knee bend you want to have, that should set you up where the bar is right up against the front of the pelvis, right at that hip crease. Definitely not the most comfortable position in the world, so if you want to put a pad on the bar, that's fine. I'll probably just make fun of you if I see you do it in person. What you didn't see from this angle is that there's a little bit of a hip shift, so I'm rotating towards that front leg. That's going to allow me to load that front leg. We'll see that from the front angle in a second here. But just thinking about pushing the hips back on the way down and pulling the hips forward on the way up. You're not going to actually see that movement in space, but the axis of rotation is at the hip. I also find for some reason it's helpful to touch yourself on the butt while you do this too, which is a little bit awkward. Okay, let's see that front view here. So you'll see that for one, my shorts are, as usual, a little bit too short. And I'm going to get that little bit of a hip shift towards the front leg, so that being the left leg in this case. And once I get set up, I'm just going to try to keep a straight line from my nose to the inside of my knee to the arch of that left foot. And just try to maintain that the whole way through.